Josh Stein is running essentially as Roy Cooper's successor, even though he said at one point during the recent debate that my name is not Roy Cooper, my name is Josh Stein. He served as Deputy Assistant Attorney General under both Mike Easley and Roy Cooper before going to the state Senate. And also, he's someone who believes in that role very much in the way that Roy Cooper does, in that it's the consumer advocate for the state, the protector of the people from the rapacious corporations, that sort of thing, a very progressive perspective, while Buck Newton is more of a law and order conservative type. He also has a very strong opinion about how the Attorney General should handle his job, which became a topic during that debate of quite a bit of back and forth between the two. And it is an interesting contrast because both of them agreed on a lot of things, such as what the role of the crime lab should be, whether the State Bureau of Investigation should remain in the Department of Public Safety or not, and how law enforcement, what's the role between law enforcement in the community and the state. And so they agreed on a lot, but where they disagreed, it was very, very stark in those differences.
Well, let's get into that a bit. Right off the top of that debate, House Bill 2 was mentioned in a question, as well as voter ID. So two very controversial issues right off the top.
That's right. And the way that it was handled was that Josh Stein said Buck Newton was a big advocate of both the voter ID law, or the election reform laws in general, which changed a number of aspects of voting and early voting and the like, and also was a big supporter of House Bill 2. And that in Josh Stein's view, because of an opinion by the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals, voter ID is unconstitutional, at least as formulated in North Carolina, and that House Bill 2 is discriminatory. And so, therefore, it was the Attorney General's job, essentially, not to continue defending laws that violate the U.S. Constitution, in his perspective. And Buck Newton took exactly the opposite perspective. He said, if a law is passed in a duly and in a constitutional manner, in other words, if it goes through the legislative process properly, is either signed into law or vetoed and overridden, then it's the Attorney General's job to defend it to the end, until it gets all the way to the Supreme Court or its final stage of appeal, that the Attorney General's opinion about the law should not matter.